Zevexa had read about human death machines. Entire archives warned of their cruelty, silent cubes where prisoners were reduced to paste. She hadn't expected to find one disguised as a food disposal unit in a diplomatic building. The moment the floor gave way beneath her, and the mechanical arms whirred to life, she knew this was it. Death by cube. A slow crush. A test of alien resilience. Her people would honor her. Probably. If her bones were found. She braced herself in the corner, tail curled tightly, ceremonial cloak half torn and glowing from compactor static. So, this is how the humans negotiate, she whispered, teeth clenched. Savage elegance. The door slammed open. Derek, the janitor, floor 7, stood in the doorway clutching a mop like it was both weapon and legal defense. Whoa! What the hell, are you okay? Are you doing something private? I can come back. Zevexa blinked. He wasn't armored. No disintegration rod. He looked horrified. Was this part of it? I am ready, she said solemnly. End it quickly, human. Derek stared. And what? My life. The trap has claimed me. Finish the rite. Oh hell no. Derek dropped his mop. Lady, I think you're confused. That's a garbage compactor. She narrowed her eyes. So this is how you soften flesh before the extraction? Jesus, no! That's for spoiled chicken wraps and moldy donuts. You're not. What are you wearing? Is that glowing? Zevexa's breath hitched. She looked down. The static charge had activated the ceremonial patches on her underlayer, meant to signal fertility readiness during royal bonding rituals. The markings are visible? They're pulsating. She stood, posture rigid, shoulders back. Then you have seen me at the cusp. It is done. Done what? I didn't do anything. I just opened a door. Do not feign ignorance, custodian. You've observed the sacred signals. You were present at my near death. That is a bond. Derek took a step back. Okay. Listen. I clean floors. I don't do whatever alien rituals this is. I just thought I heard a thump and what is that smell? Is that peanut sauce? My final meal, offered by the machine. I did not partake. I wished to face oblivion with clarity. Derek blinked twice. Lady, that's rotting pad thai. A silence stretched. Then, hesitantly, he offered her a granola bar from his back pocket. You, hungry? Zevexa took it delicately, eyes wide. He offers sustenance? At the edge of annihilation? This is unexpected. I mean, you looked like you were gonna pass out. It's got nuts and chocolate. Protein and all. She bit it, eyes watering. Sweet. Crunchy. A mortal claims me, and then nourishes me. She knelt. I accept. We are one. Whoa, whoa, whoa! One what? You have spared me. You've shared core nutrients. You have witnessed my glow. She tilted her head, antenna twitching. Have I misread the ritual? Derek was sweating. I think so. I didn't mean anything. I swear. I didn't even see your glowy parts until just now. I didn't look. You did. You cannot unsee the shimmer. The pairing has begun. He looked around as if someone would leap out and stop the madness. This is a lawsuit, isn't it? I shall not press charges, she said solemnly. You performed admirably. With mercy and offering. My house will honor yours. Custodian Derek, accept my bond. Oh God. She reached out, touched his mop. Is this your ceremonial staff? No, that's for puke. Ah. Symbolic of cleansing. You truly are thorough. Derek slapped a hand over his face. Lady, I was just cleaning up egg salad near the elevator. I'm not trying to bond with anyone. I live in a one-bedroom apartment with a cat that doesn't like me. And yet you dared interrupt the Death Cube's will. For a stranger. I thought someone fell in the trash. You thought. You acted. That is the human code, is it not? He stared. This is either a psychotic breakdown, or a promotion. She stood, regal once more. I shall notify the envoy. My father will be pleased. He was worried I'd be vaporized before forming any strong alliances. I'm gonna get fired. You will be exalted. I don't even have benefits. I have 3 reproductive permission slips. They are yours now. Derek's phone buzzed. He looked. The building's security feed had already posted an alert. Unidentified alien found in waste sector. Diplomatic daughter confirmed. Janitor contact. Goddamn it. Zavexa placed a hand on his shoulder. Your skin is clammy. That signifies devotion, yes? He laughed nervously. Yeah. Real devoted. Totally committed. To leaving this room in one piece. She smiled, showing just a little too much fun. We begin our future strong. He sighed. Should have taken that plumbing job. Derek sat in the break room, staring blankly at the half-eaten tuna melt he'd forgotten was even his. Across from him, Zavexa was dismantling a vending machine with the calm precision of someone who believed this was part of courtship. You mentioned snacks? This unit had glowing offerings. Yeah, those are Doritos. She popped one in her mouth. Her pupils dilated. Spice triangles. My mating vision sharpens. The bonding food awakens pheromones. That's sodium and regret. She blinked slowly. You humans seduce with danger. No, we seduce with lies and poor judgment. This is just junk food and depression. She crunched louder. I am ready for the next phase. Derek rubbed his temples. There's no next phase. You got caught in a garbage unit. I helped you out. That's it. You presented offerings. Rescued me. Witnessed my inner shimmer. I didn't even know you had an inner shimmer until your jumpsuit lit up like a rave. She leaned in. Then it is confirmed. My signals were received. I receive a lot of signals. Mostly from my landlord asking about rent. Zavexa looked genuinely confused. Is that your nesting superior? Kind of. He controls whether or not I freeze to death in January. But no, we're not bonded. She looked disappointed. But you offer him coins? I don't offer him coins, I give him money so I don't get evicted. She nodded. Primitive transactional dominance ritual. Understood. A diplomatic aide burst in, trailed by 2 nervous interns. There you are, ambassador's daughter. We've been searching for. Wait. Is that the janitor? Derek half raised a hand. Hi. Derek. Floor 7. Zavexa stood proudly. We have merged fate. The aide turned pale. You what? She found me in the death cube. I offered her a protein bar. Derek muttered. Apparently that's enough to get fake married. It is not fake, Zavexa said with dignity. He offered nourishment and witnessed my mating glow. By tradition of the Zeraxi, the bond is sealed. The aide's face collapsed. The council's going to implode. That glow was for diplomatic alliances. Not janitors. Derek threw up his hands. Look, I didn't mean to see anything. Her suit sapped itself. I just wanted to stop someone from getting turned into alien mulch. Zavexa took Derek's arm. He risked sanitation protocols. His bravery is unmatched. Derek whispered. Please stop making this sound sexy. The aide started pacing. Okay. We need to control this narrative. If word gets out that the ambassador's daughter bonded with a maintenance worker. Zavexa snapped. Custodian. He holds the staff of cleansing. Derek pointed at the mop still leaning against the vending machine. That's mostly for bathrooms. The aide pinched the bridge of her nose. I need 10 minutes, a PR team, and a drink the strength of planetary gravity. Don't let her leave this room. Zavexa tilted her head. Why would I leave my mate's nest? I don't have a nest. Derek snapped. I have a fold-out couch, a dying plant, and half a gallon of expired milk. Then I shall assist in construction. It is the custom of the joined. Not in my culture. You saved me. I was doing my job. People drop stuff in weird places. You just happened to be the first one glowing and reciting death poems. She stepped forward, eyes softening. You truly wish to sever the thread? Derek opened his mouth. Then paused. What happens if I say yes? Zevexa blinked. You will be taken to the moon of apology. There you shall enter the pit of trials. Alone. Oh, come on. The pit is warm. Moist. Symbolic. And endless. Lady. That sounds like a metaphor and a lawsuit. She leaned close. You will emerge wiser. Or not at all. Derek looked at the vending machine. Are there more Doritos on the moon? The aide re-entered. We're spinning this as a goodwill incident. A human civilian showing heroic compassion in an unplanned emergency. We're framing the bond as a cultural misunderstanding. Good, Derek muttered. That's what it was. Zevexa frowned. Misunderstanding? Massive one. You almost got compacted. I helped. No mating. No glow claiming. Just garbage safety. She folded her arms. So your actions had no passion? I was on my lunch break, the aide said. For political purposes, we're assigning you a medal. Derek blinked. I'm getting a medal? For sanitation valor and interspecies tact. Okay, sure. It also legally qualifies you as a cultural liaison. Temporarily. For appearances. Wait, what does that mean? It means, the aide said slowly, you'll accompany the ambassador's daughter to a few press events. Pose for some holos. Smile. And the mating thing? Completely symbolic. Zevexa gave a slow smile. Symbolism is how passion begins. Derek groaned. You will also receive a diplomatic badge and a clothing allowance. The aide added. I'm listening. First events in 3 hours. Full regalia. Minimal touching. Got it. Zevexa stepped beside him. Shall I shimmer again, for the cameras? Only if I get hazard pay. She raised a brow. You still resist? I resist a lot of things. Car payments. Flu shots. Glowing courtship traps. Zevexa offered a chip. More spice triangles? He took it, reluctantly. Only because it's better than the tuna melt. She leaned in. We're going to make history. Derek sighed. Or a really weird sitcom. Derek stood stiffly behind the podium, collar tight enough to strangle a camel. His cultural liaison uniform looked like a rejected magician's outfit. Too many shiny medals, not enough actual dignity. In front of him sat the Galactic Reconciliation Committee. 8 aliens, 17 eyes between them, all blinking out of sync. Zevexa beamed beside him, her ceremonial gown shimmering with mood-reactive fibers. It was glowing violet and orange now, which, according to her, meant lustful optimism with undertones of territorial claim. He was getting real familiar with Zeraxi fashion terms. Human Derek, rumbled the Threxian delegate. You rescued Ambassador Zevexa from the human death cube? Derek cleared his throat. It was a trash compactor. She'd fallen in chasing what she thought was a snack portal. She believed the machine consumed only the weak. Zevexa added proudly. I was testing myself. The committee murmured. The Iglari diplomat, a floating orb of mucus and glitter, pulsed approvingly. And during this moment of trial you touched her? Derek paled. No. I mean, yes, but only to pull her out. Her leg was stuck. He gripped my thigh with both hands, Zevexa added with a dreamy sigh. Strong. Direct. Fertile grip. Okay, that's a weird thing to say out loud. Your reaction time was swift, the orb commented. Heroic. Confusingly sensual. I have that effect on recycling bins. The translator buzzed. This union between species, has it been consummated? Derek choked. Consummated? We haven't even had coffee. Zevexa frowned. You offered me spice triangles. That is the ritual equivalent. They were expired Doritos. Still sacred. The Threxian muttered. He disrespects their crunch. Derek rubbed his face. This is insane. I unclogged a machine. That's not interstellar foreplay. Zevexa stepped forward. Your modesty is endearing. But it dishonors your own legend. The humans call him Derek the janitor. But he is more than a floor cleaner. He is a floor conqueror. The audience clapped. I mopped a spill in the East Wing. Once. The orb quivered. How sensual was the mop? Please stop asking about mop's sensuality. An aide whispered something into the Threxian's earhole. The alien's 4 eyebrows lifted. Due to this incident, he said, there has been a 37% spike in positive diplomatic sentiment among our younger demographic. What? You are trending, Zevexa whispered. Your rescue act has become a mating meme. There are thousands of edits. Your mop is now considered a phallic scepter. Derek looked like he needed a long walk into traffic. Human youth call it getting trapped and clapped, added the orb solemnly. I didn't clap anything. Zevexa held his hand. And yet you did. He yanked it back. Why are your palms wet? It's part of our pheromonal drip cycle. He wiped his hand on the curtains. The Threxian continued. In light of this alliance, we propose a joint media tour to solidify bonds between our people. Derek said. A tour? 57 worlds. Press engagements. Taste testing rituals. I can't afford interstellar travel. You are now a diplomatic asset. You will be compensated in favor. Favor? Selective immunity. And free pastries. Zevexa whispered. I claimed the pastries for our union. You are mine now. In carbohydrates and law. He slumped. I just wanted a normal life. Some peace. A couch that doesn't fold out with a squeak like a dying giraffe. You may still have the couch, Zevexa said brightly. But now I shall sit upon it. In traditional bonding posture. Which is? Sideways. Legs spread. Dominance declared. The audience murmured again. Derek blinked. Can I opt out of this relationship? No, said half the room. I see, he muttered. So my options are, go along with this, or offend several species and spark a diplomatic collapse? Yes, said the Threxian. I choose not to die. Wise, Zevexa whispered. You are adaptable. It excites my thorax. Derek sighed. Sure. Let's go on a romantic tour. Let's show the universe how a janitor accidentally married a glowing sex lizard. Zevexa smiled. I am a mammalian ovipositor hybrid. I don't even know what that means. Would you like to? Not today. The Threxian rose. It is settled. We shall announce the union of Derek and Zevexa as a symbol of cross-species passion, bravery, and whatever happens inside your snack machines. More applause. A tiny robot wheeled in, holding a bouquet of industrial scrub brushes. For you, Zevexa said. To honor your profession. I'm not crying. It's just cleaning fluid in my eye. We can now proceed to the final stage. What final stage? The ceremonial first mating interview. Interview? A shared broadcast across 30 systems. You answer intimate questions. Together. While wrapped in a symbolic cloth of unity. Like a blanket? It is soaked in ceremonial oils. Are they safe for humans? Probably not. Derek looked up at the ceiling. Why do the weirdest things happen to me in the break room? Zevexa linked arms with him. Because fate finds those who mop the lowest places. That actually sounds kind of cool. She smiled. It was a compliment. He sighed. Fine. Let's do your weird blanket interview. Just promise me no glowing. I promise nothing, she whispered. They stepped out into the lights. The crowd cheered. Derek muttered. If I survive this, I'm asking for a raise. You already have my favor, Zevexa said proudly. Favor doesn't pay rent. But it buys freedom and pastries. Derek's stomach growled. What kind of pastries? Filled, she whispered. He paused. Filled with what? She winked. Surprises. Derek sat on a cushioned bench inside a shuttle with suspiciously warm upholstery. Zevexa perched beside him, grooming one of her side tendrils with a vial of viscous shine oil that smelled vaguely like toasted cheese and lust. They were orbiting planet Glarn in preparation for the Union Declaration ritual. Somewhere below, billions of viewers eagerly awaited their romantic debut. Derek still hadn't fully processed that he had become the face of cross-species diplomacy due to an alien mistaking a garbage compactor for a death trial, and him groping her leg to save her. You seem tense, she murmured. Would you like thorax oil? I'd rather roll off a balcony. Foreplay resistance is common in first-phase pair bonding. He groaned. Every time you open your mouth, I gain a new phobia. That is also mating conducive, she said brightly. Fear increases blood density. I don't want dense blood. It makes the heart more squeezable. That's not a selling point. The pilot, a human in a robe and shades for some reason, turned and gave Derek a thumbs up. Sir, just say the word if you want out. We have an eject port with velvet lining. Zevexa hissed. No ejecting. My mate remains beside me unless exploded by honor. Derek slumped. That's what every man wants to hear. Stay with me or be exploded by honor. Moments later, they were led into a vast ceremonial hall where hundreds of delegates stood applauding. In the center, a low platform with a circular, shimmering mat, the bonding cloth of confluence, apparently made of quantum fabric that adjusted to temperature and emotional wetness. Derek didn't ask for clarification. Zevexa guided him forward. Once we lie together upon the cloth, our union becomes permanent. In spirit, law, and 3 different reality streams. Derek paused. Wait. Lie together? Like horizontal? Sprawled face close. It is symbolic of mutual vulnerability and spine compatibility. I have a bad back. Then lie crooked. That is also respected. He whispered through gritted teeth. Can we just shake hands like Earth people? Handshakes are a prelude to combat in my culture. Well, so is cuddling where I come from. The orb moderator floated above them. Let the ceremony begin. Presenting, the mopper and the mauled. Derek flinched. Why am I the mauled? You were emotionally mauled by circumstance. He couldn't argue with that. They stepped onto the cloth. It shimmered with a strange warmth that felt like a hug and a mild interrogation. Now speak your vows of voluntary cling, the orb instructed. Zevexa inhaled. Derek, I bind to your chaos. Your accidental heroism. Your scent of citrus and stress. I accept your primitive plumbing and your curious devotion to non-lethal snack traps. Derek blinked. Is it my turn? Yes. He looked out at the alien crowd, cameras, and glowing flags. Then at Zevexa, who gazed at him like he was both her favorite mistake and her mating season lottery win. Zevexa, I vow to keep you from falling into any more trash-based death traps. I vow to try not to freak out every time your skin glows or you say something biologically alarming. And I vow to keep my mop clean, unless requested otherwise. The crowd gasped. Someone shouted. A bold mating vow. The orb hovered closer. Now declare your intended penetrative potential. What the hell is that? It's metaphoric, Zevexa whispered. Say something symbolic. Like how far you'll go. Oh. I'll go as far as a man can go without losing his sanity. She cooed. Poetic. Potential confirmed. The orb swirled. You may now engage in partial writhing. I beg your pardon? It is an embrace, slightly chaotic, expressing bodily interest without immediate docking. Derek awkwardly leaned forward. Zevexa met him with a coiling motion, her hair tendrils brushing his ear and triggering what felt like a panic attack wrapped in ASMR. They held the pose. The crowd cheered. A delegation from Sector Corn threw ceremonial pudding at their feet. Apparently a good sign. Then came the final ritual, the shared reckoning. A dual question round broadcast live. The orb asked. What was your partner's first mistake? Derek answered. Jumping into a garbage cube. Zevexa grinned. Saving me without reading the cultural consent codes. The orb glowed. Balance achieved. What does that mean? It means you may now be inducted into the registry of mated diplomats. A robe was draped over Derek's shoulders. It was fuzzy, slightly damp, and smelled like fruitcake. His name was embroidered in glowing thread. Derek the Clean. Zevexa got a cape that said, Trap Queen. Derek muttered. This feels like a fever dream produced by space alcohol. Zevexa leaned in. Wait until the honeymoon on Rilthak 6. There are lava pools shaped like hearts. Are they safe? Emotionally? No. The orb hovered. Your union is official. Go forth and leak your love into the galaxy. That's not a phrase we use on Earth. It is now. Back aboard the shuttle, Derek stared out the window at the stars. Beside him, Zevexa curled up, humming a tone that vibrated his teeth. She looked peaceful. Content. He finally broke the silence. You know, I never thought mopping up expired yogurt in the break room would land me in an interstellar marriage. She blinked open one eye. Your struggle was your offering. Your awkwardness, your seduction. I tripped over my own foot and grabbed your thigh. Exactly. The purest form of intent. He sighed. So what now? Now we tour the galaxy. Share our story. Heal wounds between species. And maybe stop you from mistaking any more janitorial equipment for trial chambers? No promises. He grinned. Fair enough. A beep echoed through the cabin. A message from Earth HQ. Status update required. Have you engaged in the bonded mop dance yet? Derek blinked. What the hell is that? Zevexa's eyes lit up. Oh. You'll see. He closed his eyes. I regret everything. She purred. And I regret nothing. Somewhere in the stars, two species bonded over miscommunication, inappropriate mop usage, and one very unfortunate trash cube. And somehow, that made everything just a little better.